Adapa, the first of the Mesopotamian seven sages, was a mythical figure who unknowingly refused the gift of immortality. The story is first attested in the Kazite period, in fragmentary tablets from Tel el Amarna, and from Ashur, of the late 2nd millennium BC. Mesopotamian myth tells of 7 antediluvian sages, who were sent by each, the wise god of Eridu, to bring the arts of civilization to humankind. The first of these, Adapa, also known as Uan, the name given as Oannes by Berosus, introduced the practice of the correct rites of religious observance as priest of the Apsu temple at Eridu. The sages are described in Mesopotamian literature as pure Paradu fish, probably carp, whose bones are found associated with the earliest shrine, and still kept as a holy duty in the precincts of Near Eastern mosques and monasteries. Adapa as a fisherman was iconographically portrayed as a fishman composite. The word Abgalu, sage, survived into Nabatean times, around the 1st century, as Apkalim, used to describe the profession of a certain kind of priest. Roles. Adapa was a mortal man from a godly lineage, a son of each, the god of wisdom and of the ancient city of Eridu, who brought the arts of civilization to that city. He broke the wings of Ninlil the south wind, who had overturned his fishing boat, and was called to account before Anu. Each, his patron god, warned him to apologize humbly for his actions, but not to partake of food or drink while he was in heaven, as it would be the food of death. Anu, impressed by Adapa's sincerity, offered instead the food of immortality, but Adapa heeded his advice, refused, and thus missed the chance for immortality that would have been his. Vague parallels can be drawn to the story of Genesis, where Adam and Eve are expelled from the Garden of Eden by Yahweh, after they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thus gaining death. Parallels are also apparent with the story of Persephone visiting Hades, who was warned to take nothing from that kingdom. Stephanie Daly writes, from Era and Ishum we know that all the sages were banished, because they angered the gods, and went back to the Apsu, where each lived, and the story ended with Adapa's banishment. p. 182. Adapa is often identified as advisor to the mythical first king of Eridu, Alalim. In addition to his advisory duties, he served as a priest and exorcist, and upon his death took his place among the 7 sages or Apchelu, as Oannes. Oannes was the name given by the Babylonian writer Berosus in the 3rd century BC to a mythical being who taught mankind wisdom. Berosus describes Oannes as having the body of a fish but underneath the figure of a man. He is described as dwelling in the Persian Gulf, and rising out of the waters in the daytime and furnishing mankind instruction in writing, the arts and the various sciences. Oannes and the Semitic god Dagon were considered identical. The name Oannes was once conjectured to be derived from that of the ancient Babylonian god each, but it is now known that the name is the Greek form of the Babylonian Uana, a name used for Adapa in texts from the library of Ashurbanipal. The Assyrian texts attempt to connect the word to the Akkadian for a craftsman or manu, but this is merely a pun. Bibliography. Jean Bottereau, Everyday Life in Ancient Mesopotamia. Donald A. Mackenzie, Myths of Babylonia and Assyria. Stephanie Daly, Myths from Mesopotamia, p. 326. Cotterill, Arthur, ed. Adapa, Oxford Dictionary of World Mythology, Oxford. Oxford University Press, ISBN 0-19-217747-8. Black, Jeremy, Andrew George and Nicholas Postgate, eds. 1999. A Concise Dictionary of Akkadian, SANTAG, 5. Miller, Douglas and R. Mark Ship 1993. An Akkadian Handbook. Verbrugge, Gerald and John Wickersham 2000. Berosus and Manethor introduced and translated Native Traditions in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Hancock, Graham, Underworld. Shlovskia, S., and Carl Sagan. 1966. Intelligent Life in the Universe. San Francisco. Holden Day